All right, we here, y'all. Another episode of No Pump Fakes. Let's get it. We got a guest today, NBA champ, Shawn Marion. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Man, what's up, man? Can't complain, man.
How's everything been, man?
It's been good. It's been good. I literally just got in from LA, doing a commercial for the holiday season for the NBA 75 this year in LA, and it was a dope setting and a dope environment with to see a lot of my guys, some of my OGs, and but it was just pretty dope, man.
Yeah, I saw some of the behind the scenes stuff. It wasn't just you there, right? It was a good amount of people.
The players. Oh, okay, we had Paris, baby Robert Paris, big OG, then OG Dominique, and me, Paul Gasol, and me and Baron Davis.
Okay. Def. So the first question that I wanted to talk to you about, Ma, if you don't mind me starting off,
do you think?
Because we just wanted to get the intro in, right? Get the questions first. Question I got for you, Shawn, is, man, how difficult is it to win an NBA championship? And the reason why I ask that is because nowadays, you know how people are. We compare, titles and legacies, all different things. But I want to ask you, how difficult is it to actually win a championship?
It's really hard to win a championship. You gotta. Cuban said this when we was on our run, and he was talking about is after we won a championship. He was telling the breakdown of what happened and what transpired and how we won it. But great teams make it to the championship. But only the hot teams win championships. And you really have to dissect that when he said that. The hot teams win championships. So, because sometimes the best team doesn't always win. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote, what the media portrays. You know what I'm saying? What the best team is, or the favorite team. But we were hot when we won it, but I think we were the best team, though. Everybody. If you really look down, you go 1 through 15 on our roster, you can see why we won it. You know what I'm saying? So, but for the most part, though, some of these magical runs, some of these teams go on, they get high at the right time, and they're able to carry on to the postseason in all sports, whether it be football, baseball, hockey. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you get high at the right time, and you fire in all cylinders. You can pull it out and make a magical run.
Now, we all know that you guys beat the Dallas Mavericks team that you was on, Shawn, and beat the Miami Heat. Can you talk about some of the defensive schemes that you guys use to kind of make things difficult for LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in the 2011 NBA Finals?
Man, we play zone, and we also picked them up 94 feet. We made sure that they were going to fill us when they came out. When they got the ball offensively, they was going to fill us throughout the whole game, and we mixed it up. I think we gave different looks, and it's funny. Everybody talking about how I guard LeBron, but if you really watch that series, I guard LeBron for majority of the first two games. And I had to go to D Wade because D Wade was able to post up, and it was just different. It was a different type of matchup for a lot of my guards and a lot of guys. I was the only one able to really get after him and contain him.
Now, I'll be honest with you, Shawn. I personally am not a big fan of zone. I've said it multiple times. I don't think zone should ever be played. I have my personal reasons, but are you a big supporter of zone defense?
Yes, I'm a supportive in a way where you gotta have things that you can throw junk out there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have, because sometimes certain things are not going to work out there. You can't. So, one of the things I hate about this, and I understand why you're saying that, but at the same time, you got to make adjustments. So, regardless of what adjustments you make, hey, if it's in the rule book, you can do it. If it's legal for you to do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? Long as you know what I'm saying, you giving yourself the best chance of winning and trying to figure out whatever you could do to slow the other team down. Whatever junk you got to throw in the game, throw it in there. I'm a believer in that.
How do you feel about the new rule changes right now that's going on in the NBA?
As far as no fouls, letting them play a little bit more physical.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually like it. They're getting away a lot of them, saying them cheap, tacky knick-knack fouls. Man, let them play a little bit. When somebody truly get fouled on a shot, that's when you got to call it. Now, some of them calls they've been missing, but it also gives a chance for a defensive team to set the tone of the game and get that presence felt early in the game. and let that resonate to the referees. They call the game favorable to who's the aggressors in every sport. When you look at all the teams that have prevailed and won championships in all the sports, whatever, whoever's the aggressors typically win.
And what would you say you feel like is the biggest difference from when you kind of first entered the league into where the league is now?
Oh man, when I came in the league, it was a big man. It was a center and power forward dominant league at the time. It then shifted to guards now, and all the bigs want to be guards now. You know, that's the dynamic of the game. All the bigs was posting up and dunking on you every time they got opportunity in that block. Now all the bigs are shooting threes now and trying to be point guards. So that's a testament to the skill set that definitely has grown and the ability that these guys have. But at the same time, though, the physicality of the game has kind of deteriorated a lot because now everybody's playing perimeter ball.
Now, Shawn, you played on one of the greatest NBA teams in NBA history that didn't win a championship, in my opinion, the Phoenix Suns. Can you talk about what kind of made those teams successful?
We did something that everybody's currently doing right now. We started the small ball of what it is right now, what the NBA is. We was the foundation of it. And I was just sitting there thinking about it. You know, I went to guarding the power forward position when the most dominant position in the league was power forward. That was really hard. That was a real adjustment for me. I think people don't really, if you really truly know basketball, you don't know really how hard that really was for me to do it at 6'7", 235 pounds, trying to guard 7-footers. You know what I'm saying? And not for no 2 or 3 minute stretches, for the whole game. It wasn't like I was going, you know what I'm saying, just to guard for a few minutes, just to give our big guys a break. No, I was guarding these guys for the whole game. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett's, and, you know, Rasheed Wallace and all these big guys, you know what I'm saying, like, it was a handful. But guess what, though? One of the things I take pride in, you know, I'm a true competitor, man. I'm going to play. And, like, they was hard for me to guard, but let's believe I was hard for them to guard me, too.
Facts.
So, and going off that, right, having to face kind of bigger forwards, the way the game is played now, Ahmad mentioned it with the new calls that the league has, do you think that would have helped or hurt the game back then? Like, how do you think there would have been a huge difference?
No, it's actually what the game was anyway. It's not changed. It just went back to, you know what I'm saying, letting it be a little bit more physical. That's how it was when I came in. They wouldn't call a lot of ticky-tack fouls during my run. You know what I'm saying? That, like, it kind of got favored towards the perimeter game, just completely just perimeter game now because of the dynamic of everybody shooting 94. I mean, people are shooting from half court now, you know, so, like, it's just all threes being fired up. So, like, they was like, okay, well, why call a tacky foul when everybody's shooting jumpers anyway? You know, so it kind of just transitioned into that.
Now, Shawn, you played with two top 75 players of all time, in Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. Can you kind of, like, talk about what it was like playing with those two types of players, two types of legends?
Dynamic, man. They're two dynamic, different guards. You know, they both of them brought something different to the game. You know, J. Kidd was a walking triple-double. And, you know, Steve was a magician with the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's going to dribble circles around you till you get what he wants. You know, so, I mean, listen, you know, they both was great guards, and we had some great runs. And I was fortunate enough to, I started with J. Kidd and ended with J. Kidd and ended up teaming back up to win a championship. And they was able to leave a staple in the game, and that we are comparing guys to now, and just admiring them and seeing what the imprint they did live on the game. It's kind of special.
Okay.
I said Dirk Nowitzki too. I said Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki, but I forgot about J. Kidd. He played with J. Kidd's top 75 all time as well. That's crazy.
See, I feel like I should have been top 75.
Okay,
say that.
Let's get it. Let's get into it.
We can start it up.
Let's get into it. Talk about it.
Make their own cases, though. But what's the criteria? What is the criteria for everything that everybody do? You know what I'm saying? You know, I sit back here and had time to reflect on my career and when I done. Though, like, you know, I didn't get the attention everybody else got, but I tell you what, my numbers don't lie though. So when you go back there and look at it, you're like, damn, did he really just do that? Did he really do that at 6'7"? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, the things I did ain't normal. The numbers I have for my size, so, and I was able to adjust my game everywhere I went. People talking about you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And you see a lot of things on certain teams once somebody, like prime examples, a lot of things that happen to players right now because the systems they're in. You become a system player based off of what the system is entailed for you to do. So you got guys out here who become stagnant or become just spot up shooters because they got a guy out there who's able to facilitate for them and create for them on a regular basis. Now, I don't know that's a formula for certain teams, but that doesn't work for everybody. But what happens is if you were able to be able to create for your own or able to put and do things on your own, what happens is you're shifted now to becoming a spot up shooter now, and people think you can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because people forget. I was an all-star before Steve came to Phoenix. And what happened was, he came in, he changed up our system. We went small, and we was able to go basically 4 out and 1 in, you know what I'm saying? So all the guard on the perimeter. So if you weren't the center, you basically was on the perimeter, spotted up and we was looking for somebody to suck in and get a 3-ball, get a wide open 3. If you suck in on the pick and roll, or Amari dive into, or any big that we have, Amari or whoever was playing the center dive into the basket, guess what? You suck in, one of us is getting a 3-point line, whether it be me, Q, Rich, Joe, Raja, whoever is on the perimeter getting a 3-point shot. And that's how our system was predicated and started on. And we shot a lot of threes like that because, when you got bigs, guarding bigs, a lot of times they're going to suck in. Somebody going to help. So it just was chain reaction. And Golden State, all they did was add movement to it. So they did the same thing we did, we add movement with it. And that's why they was able to excel with it. They took it further than when we did it.
But would you say, though, like once you all started to do it and when you kind of came into the league, were there any teams or other players that you might have looked up to or you felt like, all right, they also did this, but we're going to do it better? Or do you feel like this was like...
Nobody playing small ball before we did it.
Oh, I know, but I wanted to make sure, you mentioned that.
No, but I'll tell you this, though. One of the most versatile players ever was small forwards was, besides Scottie Pippen, was awesome, doing guard and stuff. But Cliff Robinson, though. Cliff Robinson was 6'10", and he was able to guard, 1 through 5. And I came in under Cliff, man, and that's what got me doing that stuff and able to do that, and the ability and just watching how he did it. And I'm like, man, once you learn how to play this game, you learn how to play these angles. It's all about getting angles and getting the advantage of it. That's the reason I memorized plays. It was easy for me to pick up on plays and instincts out there. My instincts were unreal. So I was able to get steals and blocks like crazy. But also had one of the quickest hops, though. Second hops. So it was just so many things that a lot of things you can't coach that I was able to do on the floor, and it just made it really a real. I just had a real determination to go out here and just do it and get it done.
Okay, now you talked about like versatility, and you kind of pioneered guys that we see in the modern game. We're talking about like hybrid type of players. Uh-huh. Who are some of your favorite versatile players in the game today? Guys
right now,
go ahead.
Right now, one of the best two-way players right now probably it's going to be actually, Kawhi is one. It's one definitely. I love Kawhi. He's hurt right now, but Kawhi is a great two-way player. Paul George is. They got two double tandem as two-way players. You know what? Ben Simmons is a two-way player. Ben Simmons might be probably right now. He might be one of the best defenders at his position right now, and he can guard 1 through 5 because he's a big guy. And he's a point everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but well, so another two-way player that just actually, because two-way players are very limited now because it's just like most guys just believe in scoring and they just don't believe in putting that full effort on defense anymore. They want to score. And trying to think.
I would say Jimmy Butler.
I love Jimmy, but is Jimmy still a two-way player now? He used to be. I don't think I think Jimmy's hella. I love his heart. Jimmy got one of the biggest hearts in drives. But is he a two-way player still right now? It's hard to say.
They got a great defensive.
They got a great defensive team. No, Miami gonna always play great defense in the team scheme, but individually, I can't put them up there like that right now.
Can you talk about? Me and Thea talk about this all the time. Like when people talk about defense, some people with the analytics and talk about like, oh, Rudy Gobert's won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards, and I'm always like, well, he's rim protector, but he's not actually guarding. Like when I think of defense, I think of guarding. Can you talk about the importance of guarding when it comes to defense and not just like playing help side defense?
Well, this is why I said that. I think I mean, if you go back to last year, this year, I think the defense is being played a lot better now because and also a lot of guys are not living on the free throw line they did last year. That's why the numbers are down over a while because a lot of guys are not shooting as many free throws they did last year as a team, as individual. But with that being said, though, look at the numbers that were set last year in the regular season. They scored more points last season than ever in NBA history. Like everybody, the average score of a game was what 120, 125, 130 points a game. Like that was crazy. You think about it. And then what's happened is people don't really reflect this and look at the parameters and all the logistics of everything. Well, you go back and look at the postseason this past year. All the teams that was high scoring during the regular season, they was actually playing defense in the postseason. And what had happened is all the scores in the postseason, except for if it was a blowout, typically most of the games were close games. Teams was barely getting 100 points during the postseason last year. And it didn't translate into the regular season this year. And a lot of guys are playing defense, a little bit more defense now. And of course, I guess they changed the ball too. So everybody want to make excuses to change the ball. They're not getting any calls going with the line. Whatever the excuse is, whatever it is, but it's making the games a lot more closer now. You're not seeing the 30-point blowouts, but also the gap between. So this is this, and I tell people this because we don't really talk about it. This is what I talk about. When you look at the league itself, and you go down the roster of every team. This is really dope. So you always have the two to four teams that's up at the top of the crop, right? Then you have a tier of about 20-some teams all gathered together, and they can easily shift depending on who does what. They stay healthy, and they get the plan to get the chemistry right on the team. They do, and they decide to buy into whatever it is, whatever system they're doing, and play a little defense and go out and play a game. Then you got the lower part. What happened is now, even the top 3 or 4 teams that we thought was top 4, now everybody is all together now, and all the teams are young. Everybody has depth now. And after learning that this summer, it was only after Summer League this summer, people don't realize there was only like 4 or 5 teams that actually had a spot available to make the roster. Most teams was completely full going into beginning of the season. Ain't nobody having any spots available. So that means everybody got full rosters. So that means everybody got idea of who they want and what they're trying to do this season. So now, listen, beside the teams it's only a couple teams that already have at the real bottom, but everybody else, you can get beat by any team now.
Yeah.
You really can.
Yeah.
You can lose to any team now. Mm-hmm. So think about that though. So any team can get hot right now and go on a run and win 10 games and be in the mix. You're going to be surprised. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. It's going to be a lot of teams like on Eastern Conference and Western Conference. It's going to be close. It's going to be them final spots for the playoff. Dude, it might be 5 teams competing for that final spot too. They're going to be all tied up there. So
yeah. What would you say though is the biggest difference in play between the regular season and the postseason?
I mean, listen, everybody try to say it's the adjustments the teams make and all that stuff, but it's almost no change now because based off of what God did in the regular season, they're going to carry that over to the postseason. And depending on who they're playing, most of the teams now are young. How many guys out here truly can go out there and really stop somebody from doing something or really try to stop somebody from doing something? At the end of the day, you're only going to be as good as your teammates are. You know what I'm saying? So you can go out there and play great individual defense, but you still don't need help from your teammates, especially if you're guarding that guy who gets the buckets like that. You know what I'm saying? You still need help. It's all individual defense is great, but team defense is what's going to help you propel and win a championship.
So who are some of the toughest guards, toughest players in general that you had to guard in the NBA? You guarded 1 through 5. We know you guarded 1 through 5. You guarded everybody.
Yeah, but when I came in though, one of my favorite players and one of the guys that was really tough for me to guard was like Jamal Mashburn because of his size. So Jamal was a point forward. You know what I'm saying? And people forget that. They don't even talk about Jamal. I'm gonna give him his flowers though. Like we got so many guys that played this game, they don't get the flowers they deserve because if they wasn't in that they wasn't the name that the media kept throwing out there and kept talking about on a regular basis. But we had a lot of great players that play this game that put up numbers and did it for a minute and don't still get the love that they deserve. But he was one of them. Who else, man? I mean, almost anybody I guarded that was bigger than me because I was a small guy. I wasn't for me even as a small forward. Most of the guys I guarded was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was 6'7", so most of the small forwards are still 6'8", 6'9". It was some that was, probably my height, but a little bigger or whatever. But it just didn't matter. But when I did have to guard them bigger guys, it was really hard for me to guard. Anytime I guarded Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett, it was because they're bigger than me, so they can usually try. I had to use my quickness on them because what they do is try to lean on me and wear me out and burn you out. And and wear and tear eats your butt up over the years, though. It catches up with you sooner or later. But no, all those guys, though, even when I had to guard like Tony Parkinson, them definitely challenges, man, because he's so small. I'm 6'7", so you got a guy here who's going around the guards. You know what I'm saying? If he's going around little guards that's faster than me, what makes you think it's gonna be easy for me to do it? Yeah. So I had to adjust how I did it and how I control it. So I I used to cushion myself and give myself the distance I know I can recover to and create and make it hard for these guys. And that's all I did. But you gotta want to do it though. It's all about what determination you gotta have to win. There's a lot of guys out here who have the physique to go out here and play both ends of the floor, guard 1 through 5, but they don't do it. And they can't do it, or they don't even want to do it over a game. We talk about small ball right now, where guys are doing what? How many guys out here actually can guard a different position, 1 through 5, the whole game, not for a few minutes either. Yeah, the whole game. I
probably say
not many.
Ain't nobody ever done it though.
Yeah.
Probably Ben, Draymond.
Nope.
Bam Adebayo.
So look,
Anthony Davis.
I said the whole game, not for those few minutes. The whole game.
Well, of course, the whole game is a little different. That's tough to do.
Do you think those guys that I mentioned, Draymond, Anthony Davis,
you throw Ben in there,
Bam Adebayo, and Ben Simmons, those 4 guys, do you think they can guard like 1 through 5? Not the whole game, but like close to, damn near.
No, so 2 of those guys to go. I don't think Bam can guard a guard. I don't think Anthony Davis can guard a guard either. I'm watching them right now. I love AD and I love Bam, but they can't guard no guard. Now you gotta realize post players are not big men like that was in our era. You know what I'm saying? So big men now are shooting threes and shooting jumpers. Now they don't even post up. They only post up. Anthony Davis and Bam don't even post up anymore. They catch lobs and they're shooting jumpers. So when last time you actually seen them on the block working? You know what I'm saying? How much so when you say that though, like even Draymond to guard a guard for the whole game, I don't think he can guard a point guard for the whole game. Now you can do it for segments. Ben Simmons can do it because that's what he does. He plays the point guard for Philly, so he didn't have to do it, But they ain't gonna put Draymond in that position because So now they're taking Draymond's playing power forward away from guarding one of the big guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
they don't do it for a whole game.
When I hear tough, though. Yeah, but I say when I hear guard 1 through 5, I think of like, all right, if there's a switch, that means that guy guarding the ball.
So
right. It's definitely not the same, but that's just
So that's what I'm saying though. Like we had this. So I did the same conversation with some people, and we were just talking about it. I was like, can you name one player that's ever guarded the whole guard the whole game? And like we talking about guys, we ain't saying because Kawhi can guard a guard. You know what I'm saying? But and switch off on I'm saying guard the whole game though. Can you have a guy here who can guard a 5 the whole game? It's hard. It's almost they can't do it. Back in our era too. Now it's like easier, okay, because everybody plays on perimeter. If nobody posting up, it's not hard for me to go guard. Even for me to go guard a 7-footer who's posting up, it wouldn't be hard if you're not posting up.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is if I can say keep in front of him, make him shoot contested shot. That's all I gotta do. It's not hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point because, like you said, a lot of guys floating around the perimeter is not as dominant in the post.
Man, think about this. You got somebody. So say for instance, though, you got somebody who got guard Steph Curry right now. You got a big guy like put Draymond trying to guard Steph Curry right now. His teammate right now. Could you think he can do it for a whole game? Hell no.
All right. If you want to make that case, then yeah, that's definitely tough to do. If you want to add the whole game, then all right, yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, obviously, you're different, Shawn. Yeah, you're different. Not everybody, you know.
So, Shawn, you guarded 1 through 5.
Yeah. We give you a
your
expectation
No, but listen, that's what I'm saying though. Y'all trying to put people in categories and trying to get people. No, I did it though. Yeah. So like, don't sit there and like this is what I'm saying. Don't compare or contrast somebody to something that they didn't do it. I've done it the whole game, not no 2 or 3 minutes. And he talking about I'm like, no, I did it the whole game. That's what I'm saying though. Like. If you really gonna dissect it and ask these questions and break it down, well, go get thorough with it though. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try to cut corners with it. Go straight to the point. Go straight to it and go straight at it. Don't be like, okay, well, we got plenty of guys as versus like I said, we got plenty of guys in this league that's unbelievable, talented, wise that can guard 1 through 5. But can they do it for the whole fucking game?
Yeah.
Or will they do it for the whole game?
I think willingness also like you said,
will they do it for the whole game? Like, come on now.
That is valid. That is valid because there's a lot of guys that don't like playing defense.
Listen, so this is the crazy part, and I feel like it used to be. So when we was in Phoenix, we got so much attention because we was able to score so fast, right? And our defense got overshadowed. Man, I played great defense then, and I was able to guard. Look at me, 6'7", trying to guard 7-footers, dude. I was doing it. I was doing it the whole game, and like. To get no recognition for that, that was one, especially the first year I did it. The first year I actually did it, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really optimistic about doing it. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this because what you got me doing, you got me going from a 3 to a power 4 to guard the most dominant position in the league. Power 4 it was. And physically, it doesn't even sound like that's possible for me to do. No, 6'7", 230 pounds trying to guard, 7 foot, what I'm saying? The 300-pound guy. It's like, that doesn't even sound right. Like seriously. Yeah, we don't really, like taking the context of really what I'm saying though. Like, I'm letting y'all know this is not that wasn't a game. And like, dude, I did it for the full season. I got no recognition for it.
Do you feel that in doing that, you had to make a huge sacrifice?
Hell yeah. Oh man, listen, we flourished. We was able to I bought into it, and I was about winning though. We all got when you want to win, you gotta make sacrifices, man. No, when you losing, you ain't making no sacrifice. Guess what? Because you all about yourself. You going out there trying to get up. We won. Shit. I wanted to win. I won everywhere I went.
Got the chip. Real. Yeah, I'm about to say I can't say nothing about that. So all right, so obviously, right, you were a player that was able to guard multiple positions. So I want to give you 3 players that's in the league right now and tell me how you would go about guarding them. All right. So first, Trae Young. If you had to guard Trae for 40 minutes a night, how would you guard him?
You know what? I'm gonna make it hard on Trae. He got to work to catch the ball, but when he do catch it though, he's not gonna have a lot. I'm gonna give him the space enough where I can contest his shot. So I'm gonna cushion myself enough to contest his shot, but I'm gonna be a little physical with Trae because he's little. I'm gonna hit him. He's gonna be getting, a little bump here. He's gonna be feeling me. I'm gonna be physical with Trae. You know what I'm saying? Because he's small. I'm way bigger than he is, and like I'm gonna use my size on him. He gonna feel me.
Okay. And Amal, you know who I'm gonna say number 2? You want to say number 2? Your man's in green.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No. I was gonna say Jason. I was gonna say Jason.
No,
Tatum.
I wonder how would you guard Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Okay, we go with Giannis.
Who most people consider the most dominant player in the league right now.
So Giannis is a monster, man, because he got that bull in him. He a monster. He gonna come at you and keep coming at you regardless if he got it or not. So, but I'm gonna try to make sure that he gonna have to make a lot of counter moves. I'm gonna try to take away his initial moves, and he's gonna do a lot of counters. But he's gonna have to beat me from outside. I'm not letting him get. I'm cutting that lane off from him. That's where he's destroying people. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, I'm gonna make it hard. He gonna be making a lot of second counter moves. They ain't gonna be no initial moves. I mean, yeah.
So guarding a player like Giannis in transition, and I'll mention a third player in a second, but guarding a player like Giannis in transition, because obviously that's how we feel he probably gets the majority of his points. What would you do to kind of deal with that?
Well, you create walls. Like if you're a really truly good defensive team, you know the initial defense costs with the person who's guarding them, but you always supposed to guard you're supposed to guard yourself and half the next man. So that means automatically got two people on him all times, or two or more people on him, because my teammate next to me is supposed to be guarding half my man as well, and the next man, you know what I'm saying, so on. So if you do that, you should always know. I mean, yeah, initial part comes with the person who's the primary defender, but the other part's gonna come from the team helping you, making sure that he ain't getting those extra stuff and getting that extra steam. But like CJ, like I said, it's easier said than done. But like at the same time, we've seen teams wall him up and make it hard for him to get to that lane, and he had rough nights. You know what I'm saying? But when you ain't got nobody to put that body on and to stay after, the thing is can you? A lot of the discipline comes with repetitions, and can you continue to keep doing it? Because that's the hardest thing for a lot of young guys and a lot of young players to understand, is that, yeah, you did it twice. Can you do it 10 times now? You know what I'm saying? Can you do it 20 times? You did it twice, but twice ain't enough. Twice ain't gonna be, because he gonna keep coming.
Yeah, can't do it for most of the game, like you said.
Yeah, the whole game. Yeah. So we got two.
Hey, they used to have it with, okay. So you notice when guys are playing good defensive on guys and they're struggling, so you typically line their minutes up with each other. Mm-hmm. So like if I'm guarding somebody or somebody guarding me or whatever, and they're making it rough for me, if I'm coming out, they're coming out. You know what I'm saying? Because they won't rest up. And that's your. That was the real days, man. When like you guarded your own position, regardless if so. Facts, they don't cross matching. Like, man, me, Dominique, and Robert Parrish and Barron, all we was talking about all that stuff, man. Like, man, them was the day we loved that challenge. Like, man, I got my workout for me tonight. Make sure I get me some rest. I got, you know what I'm saying, who I'm guarding. I got to guard Kobe Beans tonight. Like, I'm gonna make sure he's gonna get all. I'm gonna make it hard for him tonight. He's gonna get some of this work too. Like those are the challenges we love. You don't hear that no more. That's not the drive anymore, man. Like everybody hiding from each other.
That is true. Like guards don't like.
Oh, you pressing some buttons. You pressing some buttons. You pressing some buttons.
I'm guarding you. I'm the point guard. So who's starting the point tonight? Oh, I got you tonight. When you come out there huddle, guess what? I'm gonna be right there in your face. You see me.
It ain't like that no more.
No, it's not. It's not.
People say, regardless of what, everybody knew damn well when they came to play, when they got to see me, if I was on their team, they had to lace some shoes up and come to play. Because every time I stepped on that floor, I was ready to play.
Yep. How you feel about being friends on the court? And actually, before you answer that, I want to give you a third name. So we said Trey, you said Giannis. I got a third one, right? Nikola Jokic. That's three guys that all play differently and different positions. So Jokic is my final one.
So you know what, man? He's so unique, man. And he got fighting him just like this is what all the other two guys you just mentioned. And I love that fighting these guys.
Yeah.
But since him being the way he is, he lost all this weight. He's a little bit more agile and mobile and stuff. I gotta be creative with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to make it hard for him, mix it up though, because I know how he maneuvers and stuff. And sometimes, when you are a defender or you playing a guy, it takes you a few plays to get a feel for what he's like doing, not doing. Because regardless of what the scouting report says, he's right shoulder dominant or left shoulder dominant. You still got to get a feel for the guy, what you're able to do, and how you're able to use your abilities to adjust to that guy. And those few plays, you take a few plays to fill him out, but then you got to make him play both ends of the floor. A lot of guys don't play both ends of the floor. That's it. I'm gonna run him too, though. So
if he don't play both. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? No, he gonna have to put on some running shoes on because he's gonna have to catch up with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Facts.
Go ahead, Thiz. You got last one?
Those are my three players. But yeah, the question I have for you was, how do you feel about being friends on the court? Like being buddy is like.
Oh, guess what? I got some. Man, I got some great friends. Talk to me. Man, it's great about being friends before the game, but when we step on that court, though, I'm trying to take your head off. You my guy. I love you to death. We gonna always be buddies, and we gonna chop it up and talk shit to each other after the game is over. But when we step on that court, I gotta beat your ass though. Yeah, because I don't want to be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? We be on national TV. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We be friends later. This ain't personal, but this is just part of true competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? I don't like losing at nothing. I don't care. We speed walking down the street. I want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, most guys don't have that mentality. I eat and sleep competing, man. You know, I love winning. I hate losing. You know, and I ain't got to a point now. You know, sometimes I can't control with nobody else. I feel the way I feel. You know, I understand that. The older you get, the harder it is for you to realize certain things and understand you can't control what everybody else does. All you can do is control what you do. And the more while I learned this early in my career, but I still felt like I can lead by example, but some guys just don't have it in them. You know what I'm saying? You can, and you definitely can't say nothing bad about nobody these days because ain't no telling what direction that's going to go in. So, but if you're speaking about the game and speaking about this to myself, and, you know, I used to always try to lead by example because words sometimes mean something, but, you know, you don't know what way people are going to respond from words. So that's why it's so many different levels and different forms of coaching. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try to articulate in a way that any guys can comprehend without hurting anybody's feelings or you know what I'm saying, taking offense to anything you're saying. But at the same time, I think, listen, all fair is all war and what's the word I'm looking for? All war and something. It's a cliche.
I thought you were talking about the Love and Basketball movie.
All spirit, love and basketball. Love and basketball.
I'm a movie fanatic, so I'm always getting them mixed up at times. It happens, man. Listen, I ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. Nobody any means. But no, seriously though, we just have to, you know what I'm saying, learn and just deal with people the way you best way you can to help them better themselves and help you better yourself.
How do you feel about the Phoenix Suns? Like the Phoenix Suns
won last night. They're playing good basketball right now. I think they're playing off the energy and everything they started last season. But I mean, it's a long year, man. I still think it's wide open. I don't have no favorites right now. I don't have nobody.
What team is
like Golden State probably look like they possibly can do it because they bring Clay back healthy. But you just don't know, man. All these teams that we talk about, one thing about the NBA, you one injury away from not doing anything, depending on what injury go down with certain players. If Chris Paul go down right now with an injury, not going to hope he don't. Just saying, hypothetically, what happens with the Phoenix Suns? Are they going to be staying what they're doing right now? I don't think so.
What team has impressed you the most this season, and also what one player has impressed you the most this season as well?
Oh, you know what? I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's playing good. Everybody's bunched up together, but the Bulls are playing awesome right now. You know, they let one get away from them last night, but the Mavericks are looking good. You know what I'm saying? When healthy, Luka missed the last game. Hopefully he get back and I mean, KP has been I think he's slowly getting his groove the way he was before, and they're all resting. It takes a little time. You know, when you add new pieces to the mix, certain teams were able to come out, you know what I'm saying, a little bit earlier to hit that light earlier. But the thing is about sustaining it though. I mean, teams can stay because it's gonna be some ups and downs throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? But you're able to stay going this direction. That's all you want, and you get yourself ready for that postseason.
Yeah, I smiled because when you mentioned KP, that was one of the players that I thought about when we talk about 7-footers being on the perimeter and you're not having to worry about having to really guard them in the post.
Okay. Well, go back to go down. Who would you consider the best 7-footers in the game right now?
Kevin Durant.
No. Outside natural, the bigs.
Oh, so Joel Embiid.
Okay, Joel Embiid. Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis.
Yeah, he's a big, but he's a different kind of big. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. You mean like centers, like just post players kind of thing?
Centers.
Okay, so Embiid, Embiid, Jokic,
DeAndre Ayton's is pretty solid.
DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
I mean, am I not gonna like Rudy Gobert? If you, I mean, if we just name it centers, if we just name it big man,
So even this standpoint. So think about this. So look at Rudy Gobert. I think he's been the 2-time or 3-time defensive player of the year, and and he's more of a traditional big than anything. He is not Joel
that's
Embiid,
true.
the Joker, or anything. So think about that. Think about the context of what we're saying. We try to break down the talent level of these guys and how crazy it is, but it's dope. But you see, he still has a place because he's able to definitely be an enforcer at the rim and do the thing. And he still, even though he don't shoot jumpers, he don't dribble, don't do everything. Got to be created for him. But guess what? He's no different than. So I look at. When you look at that tangible guards, players you listed though, how many of those guys that you listed actually create for themselves? Only 2. It's actually 3. Y'all forgot 2.
Yeah.
And y'all forgot Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Yeah.
So he can put the ball on the floor, and you know what I'm saying, he can shoot the 3 ball, and
shoot it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is anybody else?
You can throw Bam in there. I think we can throw Bam in there.
Bam, because he's a center. He's playing center.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yep. So these guys who can put the ball on the floor. And now, it's a couple of the guys we ain't missing. You know what I'm saying? He probably can do as well. But when you go to Rudy Gobert, though, he's a traditional big because he doesn't post. But then I think you kind of got to throw Ayton in there a little bit too now, because even though Ayton can hit a 15 footer here and there, he don't get a lot of 15. Everything he's doing, Chris Paul is or Devin Booker, somebody's throwing him a lob at the rim. So everything is close right there at the rim. He's not really putting the ball on the floor, crossing somebody up or nothing like that. So when you start looking at that dynamic and transition, so like it's very interesting what kind of player, what kind of team you build based off of those guys and what the guys you have around them was able to do. And telling you, when you start thinking about dissecting the games to that extent, it opens your mind about the game. It opens your mind even more about the game now, and then from different concept and different perspective.
Yeah. So I just. I don't know why it kind of came across my mind. We talking about bigs right now. Which one is it tougher to guard? Guards or bigs or wings for that matter? So
for me, most wings don't even get play actions called to them really, unless they the guy. Unless they ain't Kevin Garnett, most wings are the third option. You know that most wings are most small forwards are the third option. I guess because it's 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, yeah.
but unless you were that guy, you know what I'm saying, you was that guy on the team, but which is fine. It is what it is. But why do you think most point guards go to guard the small forwards? When they cross match, most point guards go to guard the small forward, or they go to somebody on the perimeter they're not getting the same shot. So and it's no knock on them. It's just because they know the plays. They're not involved in much actions. But that's how they hide people. But I would say, for me, right now, I think you got to pick your poison now, depending on who it is and what kind of motor they got. Because guards can be a lot of work, depending on if they, you know what I'm saying, they doing a lot of pick and roll action or a lot of ISO,
Talent aside, when you're playing against someone, right, could you tell off rip that they didn't have a high motor? Like, could you tell that, this might be a night where I feel like I can, intensity-wise, kind of outplay them. Not even just from a basketball perspective.
Yeah. You get a sense of feel of what guy you're going. If you could take him out the game early and go at him early, let him know, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a long night for him. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Yeah. And some nights, you know what I'm saying, it was just, you just looking forward to the battle. You could have some battles with some guys that just loved to compete. Some nights it's just like, oh, he don't want to play. I'm gonna go ahead and get this over with quick.
Game within the game. The mental aspect to the game is people don't really talk about. That's kind of what you're talking about, Shawn, like the mental aspect.
It's so many different levels to mental awareness, the mental toughness that you gotta have against this game. Though it's a part. So like I play with a lot of guys that play pickup. That was a really good pickup, but the mental fatigueness. So people don't know it's such thing as mental fatigue. You know what I'm saying? And physically wise and mental wise, you know what I'm saying? So you can be mentally tired, and but that's one thing about that separation from really good basketball players and pros. We have another level we can turn it into though. Like we have that gear. If you really train yourself and you work hard and you got that true dog and you got a gear where you like, man, I'm gonna fight through it. Because mental fatigueness and mental tiredness sometimes people get mixed up because you could be making mistakes in your mind or when you're playing a game, making mistakes and stuff, but you're not physically tired. You know what I'm saying? You can be mentally tired because you're making that's a mental mistake. They say it sometimes casually on the air. That's a mental mistake. But then you can see somebody is tired, and because they weren't playing so hard, they may not be mentally tired, but they're physically tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference, and if you can look at certain players and see it. But it is very rare to see guys who don't get tired on that floor like that sometimes, but you can tell, you can see some of the mental fatigueness in some of these players. Though you can see they make careless mistakes. It just comes with it. It becomes lethargic. Like they throw it lackadaisical. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They just make lackadaisical. It just comes with the game, man. And you see it with some guys.
What would you
see
say
it
about
more than others?
What would you say about Ben Simmons? Like everybody talks about, like, oh, Ben Simmons, like in the offseason, he's taking jumpers, he's making shots, and then people are like, oh, it's mental with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's something. I think he has a mental block or something. I want him to get through it. He needs to be on this floor playing right now. We know he is a very rare talent, and listen, I've seen him work on his game. I know he works on his game, but like for some reason he just don't want to shoot the jumper in the game. But at the end of this day, I really could care less because he was number one pick in the draft. He's been an all-star. He's been doing everything he's been doing in his game in the league right now up to this point. He's been doing without a jumper. So all he can do is just make his game that much better if you get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he does so much other things on the floor that we don't really. It's all focused on the narrative that he can't shoot, or better yet, don't want to shoot. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he can shoot or not. He never shot.
Yeah, facts.
He never really shot. So we everybody's speculating, and we jump on the bandwagon because his narrative was thrown out there and created like that, and that's all everybody care about. It's all everybody eat up. It becomes a part of our mind and our thought process. It's the first thing we come to conclusions about. Oh, he can't shoot. He can't do that. I'm like, we never really saw him shot. I mean, he shot maybe a total of 10 jumpers his whole career.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so,
you know what I'm saying? When you watch them work out and playing 5-on-5 with guys, he torching their ass out there, shooting the three ball 3-4 feet behind the 3-point line. So it's like that's what we want to translate those workouts to the NBA, to the game, so everybody can see it, live.
Yeah. Yeah, the workout videos, people have had their own personal opinions about them. It's like, are they good or are they bad for, I guess, a player's reputation? But
yeah, it's funny. I used to say this. I've seen some of the guys do some of these workouts. I'm like, man, dude, your workouts, like that workout you're doing right now is crazy. But you know what? He never translated anything he did in that workout to the game. And I'm not saying Ben does that because some of the stuff he does work on, he does translate to the game. The only thing he doesn't do is shoot. He's shooting the jumpers. But you look at a lot of guys who do all these workouts and stuff. I mean, how much of that stuff they actually do in the game? Go look at every player that posts all these crazy workouts and stuff. How much of that stuff they actually doing in the game?
That's real.
Yeah, yeah,
it's real. Workout superstars.
So Shawn, the final question that I have for you, unless you got another one, Ahmad, is obviously you've had a pretty successful career, right? But is there anything, right, looking back on it now, that you wish you would have done differently?
You know what? I say this, and I thought about. I should have went to the free throw line more. I could have easily added probably 3 to 4 more points on my career, just going to the basket more, getting fouled more. I was just so quick and able to avoid getting fouls that, it just when some of these guys are just got a neck for getting fouled on. I should have did that. I definitely should have did that, and that would have been really about it. I think I left a great imprint on the game, man. I think a big reason for what we witnessing right now.
This is a follow-up, and this is the last question, I promise this. Do you feel that, like, sometimes you think about, like, damn, I was a player that can guard 1 through 5, can score inside, outside. Do you ever think sometimes, like, damn, I really wish I could have had a team built around my strengths and be like a franchise player?
I was a franchise player, so I did have that in Phoenix.
I'm talking like prior to like having like without Steve Nash, like they build like around you.
Dude, I did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, remember I played with J Kidd my first 2 years, then we traded.
Mhm.
J Kidd got traded. I played with Steph for 2 years. And I made my first All-Star game with Steph. Yeah, it was around me and Steph. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it seems like you just sacrificed though a lot because you say you wanted to win and stuff. Like some.
That's part of it.
Okay.
Hey, there's no victory without sacrificing, man. You know, I think we sit here and like in the pros, in college I did definitely. I had a team built around me in college. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to the pros, man, you have to defer. You have to defer a little bit more to win, though, dude, man. Like, but a lot of guys don't want to defer, though. Like, that's the reason why they don't win. Like, well, what's the use? You go out there getting 40 points a night and you losing. What fun is that?
That's true. Not everybody cares about winning. Yeah,
what fun is that? Like, I want man, dude, you get that taste of winning, dude. Like, man, it's like a drug, man. You're like, man, I'm addicted. You addicted to it, man. I don't like losing.
The only reason I asked you that though, because you felt that you talked about early in the podcast, you feel like you should be top 75, and you feel that way. And then you look at players that hasn't had your type of winning success team wise, like Damian Lillard, who's on the top 75 list of all time. So it's kind of like you say you love winning and stuff, but it seems like these lists and certain people punish that and don't remember that.
Well, punish what? So it goes back to this, like, man, I love. This is a great conversation. That's a great question. But like when you really look just at what is the criteria for top 75? What is the correct criteria? Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of guys who probably feel like they deserve to be on there. I mean, Klay Thompson was very passionate about an anime. He felt like he could be on there. Okay. Dwight Howard, you know what I'm saying? You got, it's a list. But like, still, why can't some other people make a compelling argument as well? Like, what else did you do? Because some guys did this, some guys did that. What else did you do that you know what I'm saying, other than just score that you brought to the game? You know what I'm saying?
So it's funny because of all the top 75 guys that are on the list, right? How many of them do you think could actually guard, as you say, 1 through 5?
Oh man, I can't sit here and just
so is that I'm saying
break that down for you.
I'm saying is that part of the reason why you feel that you're top 75? Is that part of your case?
That was just another accolade, another check. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to do it. No, but I was just going by off my numbers. Shoot. Like, and what I did for my size at 6'7", dude, like, how many 6'7" guys got over 10,000 rebounds for their career?
Not a lot.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
How many guys at 6'7" got over 1,000 blocks for was it 1,000 or 2,000 blocks? Whatever it is, something like that. Over 2,000 steals for their career. No, we want to sit here and talk about it. I'm not saying it like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, like, no, but I'm well deserving of it as well, I feel too.
No, that's real.
I ain't mad at you.
That's real. Yeah.
I'm asking you these questions so you can make your case.
Well, no. I mean, listen, make my case or not, though. Like, like we tend to jump. Like I said, it goes back to everybody jumping on the bandwagon because they create the narrative and everybody eat it up. It becomes our talk. It becomes our talk, our normal talk in the barbershops and all that stuff. Just because the media said it. Like, have your own conclusion of what the game is and what your thought process is, But at the end of the day, them all just opinions. Ain't what's factual? Factual are numbers, right?
Yeah.
Numbers are lie.
Factual are all numbers right now. Everything, your perception of what you see in the game is what you see. Now, I'm gonna tell you a side of the game that I actually done it myself. I'm not telling you from watching or watching somebody else say what they saw, whatever. I'm telling you because I actually done it. So I'm telling you, I'm speaking facts. You're speaking just what? Off of visual content. That's it. So that's the truth of it. Yeah. Everybody out here talk about all this stuff. Yeah, who this, that? No. I did it. I guarded all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Who the best between MJ and LeBron? Like, stop comparing the two. Let's just appreciate what they both did. But personally, like last time I checked, what number did LeBron wear?
23. Men lie, women lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't lie.
All right, Shawn, you got any final words for our lovely audience, man? We appreciate you being on the show. You got any final words?
Yeah, I'm here. Slam in the business, baby. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all doing this, man. Y'all, I'm in the I'm at like a jump park with my son. They gave me
You know
a
what we call
private
that?
room.
That's sacrifice. Even more sacrifice.
Yeah.
Even more sacrifice.
I got another call to jump on here in like 9 minutes. So that's what's
I
up.
bet.
We appreciate you, Shawn.
We appreciate you being on the show, man. Peace.
Appreciate it. Love.
What's up, y'all? It's Steve McBee. Make sure you go follow No Pump Fakes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.